let's actually get into that. Let's actually get into that. Yo, chat. Big news happening in the YNW Melly case. Yo, crazy. YNW Melly case is a movie now. So what happened is, remember the prosecutor, she kind of had a little donk on her. I ain't gonna lie. She kind of had a little, you know what I mean? A little stuffy. Yo, they took her off the case. Remember, the whole thing that really happened was, the state's attorney testified, and Melly's attorney basically raised the issue to say, yo, there's a Brady issue. What's a Brady issue? Is when the prosecutor knows of information that could help the defense, but don't turn it over, which basically means you're not being fair and you're giving a biased trial to the person who he has rights and he's a citizen, right? Like, he has all these like legal and civil rights or whatever. So essentially, they were going through with that, and the ruling was that this prosecutor that did the last trial, remember the prosecutor that was getting into it with the woman? Like the prosecutor that was getting into it, who am I talking about? The prosecutor who was getting into it with Felicia Holmes, she's not on the case no more. It's over. So I think this is the hearing. Here we go. I'm going to see if I could pop it in. Pause. Okay, here we go. Watch it. Well, actually, this ain't really showing shit. Let me find a better video. Holy chat, this is crazy. Let's go to videos. Bang, 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 bang. Watch. No, that's YNW Melly Juvie. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna just find it on X. Look like Long Crimes ain't covered it yet. Melly prosecutor. Okay. Here we go. So this is Shorty right here. You know, Shorty, she had the donk. She had the, you know what I mean? But anyway, she was a woman who was going really hard for Broward County. She was prosecuting this whole case. And I guess because they feel like maybe certain things she's done unethically, she's been actually taken off the case. Now, here's the thing. So it's my boy Bryson Boom Paul. Like, he's been covering this really well. He says, breaking news, Christine Bradley has been removed from the YNW Melly capital murder retrial following an order granted inside by Judge Murphy on Thursday, okay? Here we go. Let me hear this nigga if he got anything relevant to say.
This just in, lead prosecutor Kristen Bradley has been removed by the judge in the YNW Melly trial. She is the lead prosecutor who tried the entirety of the first trial. She has now been removed because the judge feels that if she is even going to be potentially called as a defense witness to hurt the credibility of the lead investigator in the case, there's no way she can be the lead prosecutor. So now the state attorney's office has to scramble, find a brand new lead prosecutor. They've had other people working on this case, but she has absolutely done the heaviest lifting. She knows this case the best. She was the person that they chose to lead this trial on the state's behalf. Now, the judge determined that he was not going to strike the entire state attorney's office. He was not going to allow the defense to compel or call the state attorney, Harold Pryor, to the stand to be a witness. So the entire case is not likely to get dismissed, but the state will have to scramble to find a brand new lead prosecutor. Tell me what you think. Did the judge make the right?
Big deal. That woman knew the case back and front. She's worked with all these detectives. She's the one who, while, Melly's lawyers were petty, but they were doing an amazing job of bringing up every possible issue to get everything thrown out that could be admissible into court, that could even make Melly look guilty. And she was battling, going after everything. She had facts on facts on facts. Preparation for this case had to take a long time. She's no longer on the case. Now, I don't know if you caught what he said. She's no longer on the case because there was a situation that got brought up that said that the lead detective, the Moretti dude, basically may have done some unethical stuff, and apparently she was one of the witnesses. And by the way, when they were discussing it, she had to testify herself, the prosecutor, and because she's a witness to some of the stuff with the detective, and because the defense attorney could now bring that up in court, it's a possibility that they could force the prosecutor to get on the stand themselves. Conflict of interest. The judge says it has to be a new prosecutor, okay? Because, how could you prosecute a case if you might be called as a witness your damn self, which is kind of crazy. So here's the thing. Melly, I think this is a huge win. Huge win for Melly. Now, I'm going to be very honest. This is such an ugly case at this point. this is what I'm thinking is gonna happen. I think the state is gonna I mean, they're not gonna elect to drop it, but they're not gonna care that much about trying to make the case for the death penalty. Now, here's the thing. I got to give you some insight on the case. So, if they're trying to get Melly the death penalty, which this prosecutor who got taken off, right? Remember Shorty with the fatty, right? They had to prove not only that Melly did it, but that Melly did it in cold blood, premeditated, and also it like there's certain things that kind of triggers that capital murder type of thing, which one of them is he did it in furtherance of a gang. So that's one of the reasons why they keep mentioning G Shine, how he got jumped into the gang, blah blah, killing people would make you further the gang. So that's their way of trying to get Melly to die. So she's been making this case of, hey, he's talking to gang officials. He's talking to the big homies. He's been trying to rank up, blah, 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 blah. Remember, they got no real motive of why he killed them. So they're trying to give this weak-ass motive to say he killed them dudes because he wanted to go up in the ranks in the gang. Now, granted, if that is true, that is a open and shut if they could prove that he killed them for that reason, for the death penalty. That means he would die. They would sentence him to death. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Because she's getting, like, taken off the case. Remember, they call gang experts, all type of people. Remember one of the gang experts that motherfucking 1090 Jake exposed later. This is such a fucking huge deal. Now, here's what's gonna happen, if you ask me. And by the way, the trial was supposed to start this month. It's probably gonna get delayed. Obviously this month going into all court shutdown in September. I don't think it's going to start in November. It's probably going to start January. By the way, also, Bortlen's case was supposed to start January, but Bortlen's case is actually dependent on this, so Bortlen's case is going to get pushed back. I'm going to talk about Bortlen in a second because there were some really interesting developments with him. But anyway, this is what I'm trying to say. I think that they're going to say, fuck it, we're just going to prove that he did the killing. Fuck if he gets the death penalty or not. Because that's so much nuance in trying to prove that this was gang related, right? And honestly, if you think about it, let's say if you even believe Melly did it, you don't think he killed them for the gang. Like which nigga would be like, oh, I'm gonna kill my homies to rank up in the gang? Like, who does that, right? But I think the new prosecutor is just gonna go straight forward for Melly did it, right? Which means I don't believe even if he gets found guilty, he's going to get the death penalty because I think she did the best possible job, which was a hard task, to try to convince the jury that he did this in furtherance of a gang, which would make the death penalty actually warranted. So the new prosecutor who has to learn this case, who has to know this shit like the back in front of their hand. There was a few other prosecutors in court with her. There was one that was a black lady. I don't know if she knows the case that much. She does. I mean, she objected a few times. She never really... She, like, in all these little hearings where our sidebars, she wasn't involved. It was all this person, Christine Bradley. So we're going to see exactly what ends up happening with this. All right. Okay, cool. Now here's the thing about Bortlen. YNW Bortlen, right? There's some information that came out, right? Here's this. Hold on. Apparently, there was a notebook found at his house, right? So Bortlen looked like he's sloppy with it. First and foremost, he was on house arrest. And let me see. Bortlen notebook. Can we find it? Wait. Where's this notebook thing coming from? I seen a few people... Hold on. Bortlen book. Give me 1 second. I can't really find it. But apparently, I saw it earlier. I gotta find an official source. Apparently there was like a notebook with like names and physical descriptions of the jury that was actually found. Like, let me see, Bortlen. I'm gonna just put Bortlen jurors. Bortlen juror. Can I find it? Okay, Urban Islands. I'm trying to get another source. Did they? Fuck. I'm trying to get the actual source here. Sorry, chat. TBA Chronicles. Okay, now. All right. We're going to have to go with Urban Islands on this one. And they said YNW Melly co-defendant YNW Bortlen had a notebook with jurors' names. Now, this is a huge deal. Remember, the only reason why Melly did not get convicted on the first trial is because there was one juror that loved Melly so much and basically said Melly's not innocent. I'm not going to say love Melly, but they felt he wasn't innocent. They refused to vote guilty. They then spoke to 2 other people and convinced them over like a day or a couple hours to then vote with them. So it was basically 9 guilty, 3 non-guilty, right? Then it was a hung jury, pretty much a mistrial, and that's why we're here. So again, now they're putting witness tampering on Bortlen and Melly. They're saying Melly used to pass notes to people who were on the phone that was sending messages for him because he couldn't obviously communicate with certain people, but he would have other people do it, and he was right next to them passing notes. Clearly, they probably have some surveillance and also match it with the jail phones. We'll see about that. But anyway, when it comes to Bortlen, the important thing is that now it seems like the prosecutor is trying to say, and by the way, the gloves is off, so this is really nasty at this point. They're saying that Bortlen is the guy, right? So Bortlen essentially may be co-opting, trying to figure out which of the juror members could be corrupted or either influenced or whatever, bribed, and that's what it's kind of looking like, right? If you're saying that they're taking notes of how the jurors look and the names. Look, a new motion filed by the prosecutor wants the names of members of the jury to be kept anonymous after the rapper's co-defendant reportedly kept logs with the names and description of the last jury. Now, here's the thing about with jury selection and whatever. Every defense attorney is going to have their own strategy of picking a juror. I've heard many defense attorneys, really high-profile ones, talk about how meticulous they are with picking a jury. For example, if they're going to do a domestic violence case, if they see certain people wear certain colors or they have a woman who, has certain things, they usually be like, okay, that person is going to be sympathetic. Like, they got to study these things because no matter how much of a great case you put forward, if you have a juror or a jury that just by majority is going to side with a victim or side with whatever, you're probably going to be your job is twice as hard. So people do study jury. And by the way, it's not uncommon for the lawyers of the defense to kind of, through picking the jury, take these notes to kind of be like, whatever. Yeah. So give me 1 second. I'm going to play this real quick. By the way, this is YNW Juvie's dad. Here we go.
Front seat, and Christopher Thomas Jr., who went by YNW Juvie.
Graham, by the way, that's one of the deceased fathers speaking, but here we do have a little bit of proof, and salute to Boom, not the Boom that you know, but salute to, apparently these are the images of the alleged notes discovered during the home raid of YNW Melly co-defendant Bortlen, okay? So this is them kind of writing what's in the jury box, right? So they're saying white guy, black, old something, black, Indian, Let's count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now, sometimes what happens in cases like this, I know you're used to 12 jury. There'll be more than 12 because they'll have alternates. Because, again, if somebody falls sick, somebody dies, again, there has to be 12 people that submit. And I haven't seen cases where it's under 12, so they have alternates. And if the alternates are needed, they vote, okay? All right, cool. I'm not sure if this is from jury selection because they're also writing about people over here. Black man, white man, black lady bun, which is kind of interesting as well, right? Again, to keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortlen, how the fuck you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Like, god damn, nigga, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, brother, come the fuck on. It's like doing a murder and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the murder is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib. The hell? Now, granted, I'm pretty sure that Bortlen's lawyers and also, of course, Melly's lawyers are going to say, this is nothing that has to do with witness tampering or intimidation of any possible jurors. And I'm pretty sure the judge is then going to have a, probably off the record, and no pun intended, in my podcast off the record, but probably going to ask each juror, hey, have you been contacted by anybody trying to sway your opinion, blah, blah, blah. They're probably going to go through those things. And that's just the reality of it. But you should not have this at your house. Why you got this at your house, bro? Like, come on. You look guilty already. Like, bro, like, how guilty do you look? Look at this shit. You feel me? Again, I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Oh, really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, these are the 12. Oh, so these are the 12. Hey, I ain't going to lie. Yo, Bortlen, I fuck with you. By the way, I seen your girlfriend message me. She's trying to convince me otherwise that, no, this is a state making up shit. My nigga, when you keep notes like this, it's basically saying, take me to jail. Okay? You might as well wrote out the plan. Okay, we're going to drive down here. I'm going to make the left, and then Melly's going to shoot them in the head. And after he shoots them in the head, he's going to hop out the car. He's going to tell me to do this, and then I'm going to go do this, and then I'm going to bring the blood. Nigga, you might as well just have the fucking ledger if you're doing that. Brother, you can't have the police find this. Jesus Christ. Like, you already kind of cooked. And by the way, keep in mind, Bortlen, they tried to, like, I got to give you a lot of credit. They tried to get you to snitch against Melly. You held it down. You ain't snitch. But that's why they hit you with a murder charge. They only wanted to hit you with an accessory for murder, but they hit you with a murder charge trying to scare you. But you a real street nigga. You a real nigga from the bone gristle. I get all that. So you didn't tell on Melly, but you have a murder charge that you have to face, which means that they're pretty much saying, all right, bet you're not going to tell on him? Well, we're going to act like you did the murder then, right? Obviously, that's probably just not going to hold up, but that's you being loyal, being smart, and probably realizing that your legal fees are probably going to come from you-know-who, right? Again, with all that being said, I see you trying to, it looked like you were probably communicating with people outside of the case, trying to keep them quiet. For example, Melly's girlfriend telling her to shut the fuck up, that she did not incriminate him because clearly the police was trying to get her to incriminate him. But clearly you should have been doing that through a third. Well, actually, let me not even tell you what you should have been doing, because, brother, you should have been contacting no damn witnesses. You're charged with murder. So, again, this is just completely dumb. I can't really believe that, bro, they pretty much got your hand in the cookie jar. And honestly, I think they're going to use this to try to spin you. I don't think that's going to necessarily work. I think you're one of them dudes. You're going to ride with Melly and die with Melly. But I'm going to tell you who are the malleable and most likely people to flip on him. Those people that were caught in the crossfire. For example, Felicia Holmes and her daughter, Mariah Walker. That was Melly's girlfriend. They don't seem like they're that gun-ho. And by the way, if they go back to these messages, which probably won't get admitted into court, what they're going to probably realize is that Felicia Holmes been said that Melly admitted to the murder to them, or admitted to her daughter, and she could provide that information, which the cops are going to be trying to push her to just say that, because that would be a bombshell testimony. And Melly, if Felicia Holmes, which is the mother of Mariah Walker, which is Melly's girl, if she says in court, yo, this person said that Melly told my daughter he did it, it's a wrap. It's over. Like case closed. If she comes out and says, because Melly's lawyer's gonna be like, why you ain't say that in the last trial? If she says, honestly, I was being coerced, I was being threatened. She can't just admit it was only payment, right? She got to be like, oh, they were threatening me. I couldn't tell the truth then, and also they were offering payment. But she can't just say it's only payment, because at that point, it'd probably be unethical, and it would just be like, yo, you should charge her with perjury. So they're going to be like, yo, but I don't think the mom nor the daughter is going to do that. Regardless, this is a very sticky situation for Melly, and I'm just wondering why the fuck you got your co-defendant who's going to be facing murder and attempted accessory murder. Why are they doing the dirty work? Like, something is not right. If you have your Cody still doing the dirty work, big problem, okay? All right, somebody said it was stupid to tell the mom. I don't think Melly told the mom. Melly told the daughter told the mom. The mom been quarterbacking this from day one, basically saying, I bet, yo, listen, you're going to shut the fuck up if Melly gives us his bread, right? Melly's giving the bread, or Track was supposed to give it, blah, blah. But now, they have proof that she was kind of agreeing to the bread. Melly's lawyers fought hard to not put that in court. She's been locked up for perjury already, so she's extra tight. So she's like, yo, she's probably like, the bread ain't come through and I'm getting locked up. What the fuck is going on, right? Now, granted, I'm pretty sure they're probably trying to tell her, like, yo, just shut the fuck up. You're going to get the money eventually. But I do think the prosecutors got some shit on her where they're going to try to really twist her arm or lock up her daughter. And by the way, you remember the daughter did the interview with Long Crimes? Guarantee you can't find her now. But I mean, can't find her. She's definitely around, but she's supposed to be AKA Ghost. You feel me? Holy. Nah, it's all good, man. The check didn't clear, brother. The check did not clear. All right. Okay. Chat, I ain't gonna lie. I am sorry. I do have to run. I have something of utmost importance that I have to attend to. I gotta run. I'm running out of here. I think I read the majority of our donations. If you did donate, I missed it. I will be reading it tomorrow. I'm sorry I actually even streamed this late, but I gotta run. Very important thing that just came up. I know you see me walk outside. I'll be back later. All right. Love you. Sorry. I hate to rush the streams. I know I've been on for 4 hours, but I took an hour with music. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I'll be back tomorrow. We've been streaming every day. Thank you so much. Love you.